Welcome to sunny Malta. It's the home of the Eurovision Song Contest for the juniors. It was actually last Saturday, and now they're using the same venue for the Malta Eurovision Song Contest 2015, where we're going to be selecting one of the lucky winners that goes to Austria to represent Malta at the Eurovision Song Contest next May. In the semi-finalists list is actually also Corazon. Hi Corazon, how are you?
Hello, nice to see you again.
Likewise, it's fantastic
I'm
to see
fine.
you, and it's a different location, it's more relaxed. You have a bit more time this time, because normally you were hosting television shows before.
That's true. In fact, this year is a different experience because usually I'd do Eurovision in between things and rushing. You remember, even
Yes,
to get an
yeah.
interview, it was very difficult because time was very tight. I would go for rehearsals, then do my show, and then come back. But this year I'm a bit more at ease, so I'm enjoying it more.
Do you still do the television hosting?
No, this year not.
Okay.
This year not. So I have a job which is more flexible and which is allowing me more time to enjoy this.
But you're not only hosting television shows or were hosting, you're also a fully blown lawyer, right?
Yes, in fact, I'm back this year. The program wasn't confirmed with me presenting again, so I'm back to the office and I'm working
And
in the
preparing
legal profession.
and preparing new music.
Yes.
We have a new song that's in the running. It's called Secretly. Can you tell us about the creation of the song, what the song is all about?
Well, the song is about a secret love. It's about a person who loves another, but in secret, without telling him or telling her. A sort of unrequited love too. So when one person loves and the other one is cold. And I like speaking about love in different forms, so not just the classic love story, but from different perspectives. And this is what the song tries to do, and I believe that many can relate to this kind of song too.
Have you written this song out of experience?
Um,
The story, I mean the storyline.
The storyline, no, not exactly related to something that I've experienced, but obviously, well, we all go through emotions, we all go through situations where we like someone or we love someone and that someone doesn't love us back in the same way. So in reality, I think it's everyone's story. Everyone would have passed through something like that, but it's not related to a particular episode.
You know, I've taken part in this contest, I believe, the third or fourth time now?
The fourth
time. What is it for you that makes you always to come back to this event?
Oh, it's such a beautiful experience, really. And in Malta, it's probably the largest, not probably, but surely the largest platform that we have for our music. And we, apart from this week, we also get a lot of interviews, a lot of participations in television shows, which really boosts our career every year. So it's something to look forward to, and it gives us that necessary push to be established artists here in Malta.
And you are.
Corazon, this year, as we've said, it's your fourth consecutive participation in the
I love your accent,
Malta.
by the way.
Malta- in the
So do we do the Maltese accents.
I'll try to speak like you now.
I'll start again with my question. It's your fourth consecutive participation in the Malta Eurovision Song Contest. The difference this time is that you're participating as a singer-songwriter because you've written the words and music for the song yourself. Do you think this enables you to make it more personal and bring something extra to your performance on stage?
That's right. I think that the bond that I feel with the song is very different this year because having written it myself, it makes the whole difference. I mean, sometimes it feels like it's scary because it feels like I'm doing nothing special singing this song. As it is mine, I feel it so intimately coming from the inside that I don't really have to make no effort to sing it, and I think it gives an authentic feel to the song. Eurovision is sometimes lacking this. It lacks authenticity sometimes because the cosmetics take over. And with a song like this, I'll try to push more on the authentic side of the performance, and the cosmetic has to be downsided in order to.
So you've written it and you're performing it. What about the staging of the song? Are you entirely solely responsible for that, and how you wanted it to look, or have you taken expert opinion and advice as to what I ought to do with this performance?
I have a team of people who are around me who are giving me their advice, obviously, but ultimately it boils down to what I want, yes. And I think it's quite a beautiful thing to be able to create something, as I think being an artist can be expressed in music and in other forms too. And I like the fact that I was given a say into how I wanted the lightings and the visuals, and there's a lot of my input in it. And that's
So-
good. Obviously, expert advice is important because I'm not an expert in that.
So you've done your performance this afternoon, and then you go round the back to the viewing room. So how did it look on screen, and were you happy with the way it looked this afternoon?
Actually, to tell you the truth, usually in the past years, the performance would improve by time, and in the beginning it would be almost unsatient, would you say, unsatisfactory. I would be almost scared that it wouldn't rise up to the occasion, and then it usually always did. But this time we've started on a good foot already. We already have a lot of things in place, and we just need to fine-tune a little bit, but it's looking good.
And that is, of course, exactly what rehearsals are for. So.
Yes, and probably this year there's also a better preparation, so perhaps everything is better coordinated. So we had a good product from the beginning, and probably all the singers would have been happy.
Could you describe the stage act, the performance you do for this song Secretly?
Okay, so basically there's a lot of emphasis on lighting on me in the beginning, since it's a very intimate song, so even the camera work is quite close. And then it opens up and the colors start to brighten up, and then I have 5 girls who are backing me. They are my backing vocalists who come into the scene, and they support me even physically, and they come towards me, and then at the end we close together.
Very nice idea to do this. Who had the idea? Was it you?
Yes. It
Wow,
was
fantastic.
We thought it up together, but obviously I have to be happy with it, otherwise.
Last year, or earlier on this year, you released an album in Maltese. Can you tell us a bit more about this album, and how does it sell? Because it's very difficult to get Maltese music and to find your album. So tell us a bit more about the album, what type of music it is, and how people can get it.
So it's an album of original music in Maltese of 12 tracks. They're all my compositions. It's really very difficult, and I thought it would be very difficult to sell an album like this. Obviously, you can't compare Maltese sales to sales abroad. But I can say that it did quite well, and it was very well received, and it's almost sold out now. So we have the last 100 copies out till Christmas, and then
Wow.
we'll be reprinting after Christmas. So yes, for Malta, I think it was quite a good thing. Well, people can get it from a local shop in Valletta. It's called D'Amato Records, as well as other outlets across Malta. But I've also been offering a service of sending it to whoever lives abroad or who can't access it for some reason. I've had people who are in wheelchairs asking for it, and they can contact me through my email address, which is Corazon MIzzy, it's my name, @gmail.com.
So no dot in between Corazon and MIzzy. So
just Corazon MIzzy @gmail.com, and I can send to your viewers abroad too.
Oh, that's very sweet. Thank you very much. I'll have a look in the shop actually in Valletta to find it, and because I heard some of the songs on the radio program.
Yes, right, on Deo Greg's show.
With Deo,
right?
exactly.
Yes,
He
yes,
used to
yes.
feature it quite heavily on
Yes.
his show. Very nice.
And it got a lot of airplay as well on the local stage. It was very surprising, because usually in Malta there is this, I call it a disease, that we think that our product, because it's a local product, it's inferior to product coming from abroad. Sometimes it's very good to look at abroad for inspiration. It doesn't mean that, well, we can't produce something which is plausible and which is of a high level. And therefore I thought that it would be the same, but in reality it was very well received, and I think songs in our language obviously will do well with the Maltese audiences because they feel them more at heart. They are
Exactly.
more intimate in a native language that you've expressed yourself for the first time in, and now hearing
Yeah.
a song in that language, it's quite intimate.
Is it also planned to release, or has it been released on iTunes, where people can download the MP3 version, basically?
Yes, it will be, but first I wanted to have a debut without the iTunes, and people actually buy the album, because the actual cover is quite beautiful too, so it's worth having the actual album.
Exactly, yeah.
And
yeah.
the danger would be that people would just simply download their favorite track or just download it off iTunes and miss the album. So I wanted to remove that. So I wanted the people who wanted the album to get the album itself. And now, hopefully, after Christmas, it will be available on iTunes too for download.
What is the album called?
It's called Aunien, which means Here I Am.
And there's Corazon, fantastic, super.
I think we must finish our interview, Corazon, with a little bit of your song, if you would perform it for
You
us.
know what that accent reminds me? Excuse me, I'm ruining the interview.
No, not at all.
But now I got this flashback. I used to study piano, and they used to send foreign examiners from abroad, and they all had that accent. So I used to be terrified when I hear this accent. And somehow your accent is making me a bit tense. Sorry, no offense. It's not your fault.
It's the first time I've terrified an interviewee on Radio International.
But they would go, okay, you can play your next one.
He's actually our voiceover man. He does so many good things and
Yes,
covers.
yes,
so-
and that's a very beautiful accent actually. But in my head, it's reminiscent of the exams.
No, no.
Well, forget about the exams. Sing a song.
Okay, and that's what they used to say too. So you want to hear Secretly?
Oh, yes.
Secretly, I will love you. Secretly, someday you will see everything so clearly. I will love you secretly.
Super. It's song number 15, and it's Corazon with Secretly at the Malta Eurovision Song Contest 2015. There we go.
Thankfully, you didn't say the Junior Eurovision Song
No,
Contest.
no.
That would have been a compliment.
No, it's the semi-final of the Malta Eurovision Song Contest. So, thank you very much.
Thanks very much for talking to us.